Ironing out the logistics of your move can be a headache, so let Behringer Moving and Storage handle it for you. Visit BehringerMoving.com.
I'm Rob Eastwood here on the WHKY News. Let's take a look back now at some of the top crime stories we had for you during the week of August 18th through the 22nd. A man has been sentenced in a case involving sex offenses and child abuse. 27-year-old Christopher Jose Torres of Statesville will spend a minimum of 12 years in prison after entering a plea. On February 17th of 2024, the Statesville Police Department responded to Iredell Memorial Hospital regarding a 13-month-old child who had been brought in unresponsive. The child was later transferred to Baptist Hospital for additional treatment. A joint investigation by multiple agencies led to Christopher Torres being charged on March 5th of 2025 with numerous felony offenses involving multiple victims, including several children. Additional individuals were also charged in connection to the case. On Friday in Iredell County Superior Court, Torres entered an Alford plea to multiple counts, including first-degree statutory sex offense, statutory rape, and felony child abuse inflicting serious bodily injury. An Alford plea is a guilty plea in criminal court whereby a defendant does not admit to the criminal act and asserts innocence but accepts imposition of a sentence. He was sentenced to 144 to 233 months or 12 years to 19 years 5 months in prison and will be required to register as a sex offender for life upon release.
That's correct, Rob. Burke County authorities are seeking the public's help in locating wanted suspects. The following suspects have outstanding warrants in Burke County and are being sought by the Burke County Sheriff's Office. 33-year-old Courtney Lee Morgan is wanted for felony possession of Schedule II controlled substance and misdemeanor possession of drug paraphernalia. Her last known addresses were 500 South King Street in Morganton and 2216 Ashley Road in Charlotte. 60-year-old Robin Beam Surratt is wanted for felony possession of Schedule II controlled substance and misdemeanor possession of drug paraphernalia. The last known address for Surratt was 4000 Sam Butch Road in Morganton. See the full list of wanted suspects with their photos at the Burke County Sheriff's Office website. Anyone with information as to their whereabouts is urged to contact the Sheriff's Office at 828-438-5500 or Burke Sheriff at burkenc.org. I'm Ariana Mack for WHKY. That's correct, Rob. 47-year-old Christopher Coolidge Bailey of North Matthews Street in Morganton was arrested Friday by Morganton public safety officers. He's charged with committing a sex act by a substitute parent and incest. On July 31st, Morganton public safety officers were dispatched to an address on North Matthews Street in reference to an alleged sexual assault. When officers arrived, they spoke with a juvenile victim who stated that she had been sexually assaulted by her adopted father. The Morganton Criminal Investigations Division responded to the scene for investigation. Investigators conducted several interviews and seized electronic evidence. During the investigation, it was determined that Christopher Bailey was the adopted father of the victim. Bailey was arrested after investigators conducted an interview with him at Morganton Public Safety Headquarters. Bailey was taken to the Burke County Jail, where he was being held under a $750,000 bond. When the investigation began, Bailey was employed at Patton High School in Burke County. According to a press release from Burke County Public Schools, the Morganton Department of Public Safety notified Burke County Public Schools at approximately 3:30 p.m. on Friday, August 15th, 2025, of the arrest of Christopher Coolidge Bailey. Bailey was suspended without pay Friday afternoon and was recommended Monday to the Burke County Board of Education for termination. His last assignment was at Patton High School. Following all due process requirements related to employee rights, within 2 hours of his arrest, BCPS served Bailey with a formal notice of charges and followed up with a notice of termination. State law requires that if a district is aware of a violation of criminal criminal law by an educator in this manner, they report the educator to the State Board of Education to determine if a revocation of their teaching license is appropriate. Anyone with information regarding this case is asked to contact Morganton Criminal Investigations Division at 828-509-3653. I'm Ariana Mack reporting for WHKY. 45-year-old Christopher Eugene McCrary and 37-year-old Chanda Ray Wortman, both of Taylorsville, were arrested last Wednesday by agencies including the Alexander, Caldwell County Sheriff's Office, and North Carolina State Highway Patrol. Both suspects are charged with felony counts of trafficking fentanyl, trafficking opium or heroin, possession of cocaine, and possession of methamphetamine, along with a count of possession of drug paraphernalia. WHKY previously reported on these arrests. More details have been released. On Monday, August 18th, Caldwell County Sheriff Kevin Bean announced that the two suspects were arrested after the vehicle they were operating was found to contain fentanyl, cocaine, and methamphetamine. Police seized 24.6 grams of fentanyl, 15.7 grams of cocaine, and 1.5 grams of meth. Both suspects were brought to the Alexander County Detention Center under a $200,000 bond apiece. They were both scheduled to appear in district court Monday, August 18th. I'm Ariana Mack reporting for WHKY.
A Morganton man found sleeping in a vehicle was arrested on a felony charge. 38-year-old Nathaniel Thomas was arrested last Friday by Morganton public safety officers. He's charged with felony breaking and entering to a motor vehicle. At approximately 8:15 a.m. last Friday, Morganton public safety responded to Tire Specialist on East Fleming Drive in reference to a trespassing incident. The caller told officers a man who was asleep was not supposed to be in one of the vehicles. Officers found a man sleeping in the driver's seat of the vehicle. They woke him up and he seemed to be disoriented and told police he had mistakenly entered the wrong vehicle and said he slept in that vehicle overnight. The man was identified as Nathaniel Thomas. Through further investigation, it was discovered multiple vehicles on the lot had been broken into. Several personal items were seen lying on the ground. Items reported missing from the vehicles were cash, 2 drills, a toolbox, and some chains. Most items were found and returned to the owners. Thomas was brought to the Burke County Jail under a $5,000 secured bond. His next district court date is September 8th. A Granite Falls man is charged with meth trafficking. 36-year-old Logan Nathaniel Brown of Holly Drive was arrested Tuesday by Caldwell County Sheriff's officers. He's charged with trafficking in methamphetamine and probation violation. Brown is on probation as a result of a conviction in April of 2021 in Caldwell County for felony counts of possession with intent to sell Schedule III controlled substance, possession of stolen goods, and possession of Schedule II controlled substance. He served 2.5 years in prison and was released in November of 2023. Following the arrest, Brown was jailed in the Caldwell County Detention Center under $50,000 secured bond. A district court date was scheduled on Wednesday.
That's correct, Rob. 27-year-old Jonathan Blackwood Collins of Newland was arrested August 14th by Alexander County Sheriff's officers. He's charged with possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. An officer conducted a traffic stop in the Stony Point area and identified the driver as Jonathan Blackwood Collins. During the stop, the deputy discovered Collins to be in possession of methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia. Collins was taken into custody and transported to the Alexander County Detention Center, where he was issued a $7,500 secured bond. He was scheduled to appear in district court Monday, and 2 Hickory residents have been jailed for drug possession. 51-year-old Brian David Culp and 25-year-old Serena Alexis Everhart, both of the same 40th Avenue Lane Northeast Hickory address, were arrested August 19th by Hickory police officers. They're both charged with felony possession of Schedule II controlled substance. Everhart is also charged with possession of drug paraphernalia. Both suspects were jailed in the Catawba County Detention Facility under $2,000 bond apiece. They both had district court dates scheduled for last week. I'm Ariana Mack for WHKY.
More details have been released in connection to a shooting reported Wednesday on WHKY. An Alexander County man was killed in the incident. Authorities say the other individual involved is a former deputy. The deceased is 65-year-old Robert Allen Carpenter of Taylorsville. Shortly after 11 a.m. Wednesday, Alexander County 911 received a call reporting a civil dispute on Never Mountain Road in Alexander County. 5 minutes later, a second 911 call was received from the same location, reporting that 2 individuals had been shot. Upon arrival, Alexander County Sheriff's deputies found 2 individuals suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. One of the victims, Robert Allen Carpenter, was pronounced deceased at the scene. The second individual was transported to Baptist Hospital in Winston-Salem. Preliminary investigation indicates the incident began as a civil dispute over property boundaries between Mr. Carpenter and a 74-year-old resident of Taylorsville. The dispute escalated, resulting in the exchange of gunfire between the 2 men. Multiple shots were reportedly fired. The SBI has been called in to conduct the investigation by the sheriff due to the fact that the injured party is a former deputy with the Alexander County Sheriff's Office who retired in 2009. At this time, no arrests have been made as the investigation continues. 34-year-old Garfield Kenny Wilson Jr. was arrested on charges filed by the Hickory Police Department and Catawba County Sheriff's Office. Hickory Police charged Wilson with felony possession of Schedule II controlled substance, driving while impaired, driving while license revoked, and reckless driving with wanton disregard. The Sheriff's Office charged him with simple assault and injury to personal property. Wilson was placed in the Catawba County Detention Facility Thursday morning under $5,800 bond. He was awaiting a district court date the same day.
4 suspects are charged following a drug investigation. 48-year-old Tyrus Terrell Sanders, 62-year-old Demita June McCoig, and 44-year-old Chandra Lee Harris, all of Lincolnton, and 48-year-old Shannon Richard Warlock of Krause were all arrested by Lincoln County Sheriff's officers. Sanders, who was served the warrants in Catawba County, was charged with trafficking fentanyl by possession and sale and deliver, possession with intent to sell and deliver fentanyl, and methamphetamine and sale and delivery of meth. McCoy is charged with 3 counts of maintaining a dwelling for controlled substance. Warlock is charged with trafficking meth by possession and the sale and delivery, possession with intent to sell and deliver meth, and the sale and delivery of meth. Harris is charged with possession with intent to sell and deliver meth and sale and delivery of meth. The arrests followed an undercover operation during which the sheriff's office learned that the suspects were selling large amounts of fentanyl and meth throughout Lincoln County. Investigators made large undercover purchases of those 2 drugs. I'm Ariana Mack reporting for WHKY.
This has been our weekly review of some of the crime stories we had for you during the week of August 18th through the 22nd. The weekly summary is posted every Saturday on the WHKY YouTube channel, along with our top stories, the crime report, local sports, and community focus. I'm Rob Eastwood, and thank you for watching the WHKY News.